Hari Om, Namaste. Shivam Shivakaram Shantam Shivatmanam Shivottamam Shivamarga Pranetaram Pranatosmi Sada Shivam Pranatasmi Sada Shivam. Hari Om, welcome you all to this another session of Ola Sanskrit Sahitya-rasa. And as you all know, we are reading for last 2 months the first ever Kalakriti of Kavikulaguru Kalidasa, that is Malavikagnimitram. The first act is coming to a close now. Very soon we will be completing the first act. I hope you are enjoying. So last time I left you at the place, where Parivrajika calls both the dance masters back, itastavat acharyo imau swaha, and then she says, nirnayadhikare bravimi, because I am a judge, I want to tell you something. Sarvanga saushtava abhivyaktaye viralanepathyayoho patrayoho upade praveshaha astu. Okay, because I am going to judge, I am a prashnika, I am a Nirnayadhikari, and therefore I tell you that for the manifestation of the Sarvanga Saushtava, the Patras, the dancers should come Virala Nepathya or Vigata Nepathya. And we were having some discussions on that. And Virala Nepathya could mean, like in Marathi we say Jhirjhirit Vastra. So that, very transparent clothes, so that the whole body features, the saushtava of the limbs could come out very beautifully. And, people would wonder why Kalidasa is referring in such a very openly, he is saying Virala Nepathyayoho. I would like to draw your attention to many sculptures in so many temples, where the yakshis, they are stone sculptures, and the yakshis' clothes are, like in the stone also you get a feeling that this is a virala nepathya, this is like a transparent cloth, and from that inside that cloth, the body and the portion, the proportionate limbs are also seen. So there is an eye of beauty, eye for beauty. Kalidasa, we always say, he is a Shringara Rasaraja. Shringara is the Rasaraja, and he is the best to delineate Shringara in the most adorable and most appreciative manner. Not vulgar, It's always a healthy, perspective to one of the I can say, the triad of the Indian ethos, Satyam, Shivam, Sundaram. So Sundaram, that's Saundarya Abhivyakti, and for that one needs to have, as Vatsyayana says in his Kama Shastra, a Nagaraka, a city-born person who is very skilled in all the 64 kalas. At the same time, he is very intelligent fellow as well, Medhavi, as well as Kala and Sangeeta and Geeta, Vadana, Tadnya, etc. So this is a perfect connoisseur, perfect rasika, and therefore to have this Saundarya Drishti, there is nothing wrong in it. Okay? So we have to appreciate beauty in its purest form. So Virala Nepathyayoho or Vigata Nepathya, that also works very well here, because many times what happens, the heavy drapery and heavy costume, that draws the main attention. So that should not happen. So clad them, the dancers in their normal attire, not too much of makeup, not too much of heavy drapery and all that, so that their real charm and real beauty could be seen by the king. Okay, and then the acharyas say na idam avayoho upadeshyam, and then iti nishkranto And then the queen Dharini just taunts the king, Yadi rajakaryeshu api idrushi upaya nipunata aryaputrasya tataha shobhanam bhavet. How, you have a very minute eye in everything. She has for sure, she knows it for certain that this is all plotted by the king, okay? And therefore, king has given, driven them to this, to such a situation where Malavika will be coming now so soon in front of him. And therefore, she just taunts him very sarcastically. If such detailing you adhere to while ruling the kingdom, how better it would be. How far more, as a king, it behoves you, and not this type of plotting and planning and manipulating and maneuvering the things. Then Raja says, Alam anyatha grihitva na khalu manasvini maya prayuktamidam. O Manasvini, O high-spirited lady, O Manini, O high-spirited lady, I did not plot anything of this. Na maya prayuktamidam. Queen has, understood that who is behind all this. But then he wants to plead his innocence by saying, Manasvini, na aitad maya prayuktam, alam anyatha grihitva. Don't take it otherwise. Don't misunderstand, Prayaha, and then comes a very nice, what you can say, universal truth, beautiful arthantaranyasa. Na prayaha samana vidyaha paraspara yashah puro bhagaha. Normally, normally, samana vidyaha, those who have similar type of training, those who enjoy the similar type of positions in the society, they have a hidden competition between themselves. There is always a competitive spirit in the equal status of the buddhi, equal status in the samaja, in the pratishtha. Just take example of any university. 2 professors are there, and both are, like very student friendly. Both are in their own fields, kritabhuri parishramaha, right? So there will be a competition. Howsoever outwardly you may deny, oh no, I don't have, any competition with her or him, but there is a supta, there is a competition, there is a spardha everywhere. So prayaha samana vidyaha paraspara yashaha puro bhagaha. They want to place their own yasha in the front, thereby discarding or pushing away the second person behind. Okay? Paraspara yashaha puro bhagaha. Puraha in the front. Puram bhajante athava purasthitim, not purasthitim. Purasthitim, one who is placed in the front, they enjoy that position, that I am in the first and the person is following me or at the back. Paraspara yashah puro bhagaha. So as far as their yasha, their fame is concerned, they want to vie with each other, compete with each other and go ahead, okay, in the competition and push back the other person behind. Puraha and bhagaha. You have the word, like purohita, for example. Agnimire purohitam yajnasya devam ritvijam hotaram ratnadhatamam. Purohita, what do you understand by the name purohita? Normally a priest, we say. Purohita is a ritvij or a priest. Puraha, hitaha, iti. Hitaha, dha, to place. Hita is the nishtanta rupa, the past passive participle. So one who is placed in the front is purohita. Similarly, purobhaga, one whose share is placed in the front. Share of what? Share of his fame, share of his kirti. So yashah purobhagaha. In simple word, two equally oriented, equally intelligent people always will have a competitive spirit, and they would try to supersede the other whenever there is an occasion. And therefore now the king says, both Ganadasa and Haradatta, they are Samana Vidya. So when there is an occasion, they would try to prove themselves as superior to the other. So I did not plot anything. Oh Madini, please don't take it otherwise, okay? This all happened, because they want to prove themselves as superior to each other. It's a question of mutual superiority. I did not induce them. So he is playing his part as an innocent person, okay? And actually he did not play any role. It is the dimag of Vidushaka. We know that, right? Nepathe mridanga shabdaha. Okay, in the Nepatya they hear the mridanga shabdaha. Sarve karanam dadati. Parivrajika. Hanta pravrittam sangeetakam. Yes, Hanta pravrittam sangeetakam. Hanta, this is an avyaya, okay? Hanta harshe or anande. If you see the lexical meaning, the koshagata artha of Hanta, of course there is ha hanta hanta nalinim gajaujjahara. Okay, hanta is to denote kheda as well, or dejection as well. But basically hanta iti harshe or anande. But there are other emotions, for example kheda, then anukampa, santosha, vismaya and amantrana. Amantrana, to speak also, to invite also, the hanta is used. And if it is used in the arambha, says Amarakosha, it denotes vishada. Like we have that padarambha, ha hanta hanta nalinim gajaujjahara ratrir gamishyati bhavishyati suprabhatam. You all know that verse, right? So ha hanta 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 pravrittam sangeetakam. What is sangeetakam? Sangeetakam consists of three things: nrityam, geetam cha, vadyam cha, trayam sangeetam uchyate. Okay? Nritya, geeta and vadya together is known as sangeeta. Because sam is the upasarga, the prefix, which is used in the sense of eki karane, as Yaska says. Sammiti eki karane. So the geeta, the song, is mixed with what? The dance and the vadya. And now there is a vadya, the murajadhvani, the pakhavaj, the pushkaradhvani or the murajadhvani or mridangadhvani. Hanta pravrittam sangeetakam tathahi esha. And there is a beautiful verse. So those who know little bit of Sanskrit, I don't know much about Sanskrit, but I can give you the technical terms, I can explain those terms according to the Sanskrit literature. Jimu tastanita vishankibhir mayuraihi udgrivairanurasitasya pushkarasya nirlhadini upahita madhyamaswarotha mayuri madayati marjana manausi. Mayuri marjana manausi madayati. This is the main sentence. Marjana is the sound created by pushkara. Pushkara, mridanga or muraja all mean a sort of tabor, pakhavaj. Okay, this is the percussion instrument. So marjana, basically it is from Mrija Shuddhau, Angam Marjayati or Sammarjayati. That means cleanses the body, right? So Mrija Shuddhau is the basic root. And these swaras, in a way, these musical notes, they also cleanse you from all the mental blocks or mental kashayas. The moment you hear the very, what you can say, soft flute or the veena vadana or the pakhavaj, all the kashayas from the mind, they get removed. Your mind as if gets cleansed from all the negativity, and you are prone to something which is very positive, which is very, building up something new. And therefore this Murajadhvani, this is called as Marjana, okay? That which cleanses you, that which clears the negative thoughts from your mind. So this Marjana, that is the sound of the Pakhavas, is Mayuri Marjana. Mayuri, Mayurapriya. Mayuri is Mayurapriya. Why Mayurapriya? There is a reference in the first line, Jimutas Tanita Vishankibhihi Mayuraihi Udgrivaihi Anurasitasya Pushkarasya. See, the Pushkara or the Mridanga or the Mardala or the Muraja all mean one and the same. Okay, it's a drum. So when there is a beating, thap padte, Pakhavas were thap ghatli ek, tham, thang. अशी थाप पडल्यानंतर what happens is, the Mayuras, they have a feeling, oh, the clouds are rumbling in the sky. Soon it will rain perhaps. There is a close association between the peacocks and the thundering clouds. When the clouds start thundering, the peacocks with their necks erect, udgrivaihi, with their necks erect, they look at the sky, oh, it's a dark cloud rumbling, and then they start dancing in joy. Right? So, Jimutas Tanita Vishankibhihi. When there was a sound created of the Pakhavas, the peacocks in the royal garden of the king, they immediately thought, oh, it's the rumbling of the clouds. And therefore they have erected their kanthas, their necks, udgata kanthaha. Very interestingly, we have a emotion, a fleeting feeling called utkantha. Utkantha is what? Curiosity. Utkantha is curiosity, right? But what is the real meaning of utkantha? Ut is upward, erect. Kantha is the neck. When you make your necks erect and look at something with some expectation, that is called utkantha. Utkantha. Literal meaning of utkantha is making your necks erect, erecting your necks. So these Mayuras, these peacocks have kept their necks erect, thinking or conceiving that Pushkaradhvani to be the rumbling of the clouds. So, Jimutas Tanita Vishankibhihi Udgrivaihi Mayuraihi Anurasitasya Pushkarasya. Pushkara, that is the drum, that is the Pakhavas. Anurasita, when it gets resonated. Anuranana, Anurasana, resonation. The sound, and then it will resonate, right? If you have a tabla or a pakhavas, these are the percussion instrument, they are tied very tightly, and therefore, you have seen the artist hammering it and stretching it so that the sound creates a resonance thereafter. So, Anurasana or Anuranana, got it? So, Anurasitasya Pushkarasya Iyam Marjana. How is this Marjana? Nirlhadini, very delighting your hearts. Radha, Alhada is delight, joy, gladdening, okay? Gladdening, and it is maddening also. Madayati, Madayati, Anandayati ityarthaha. Another Visheshana is associated with that. Upahita Madhyama Swarotha. There is a Madhyama Swara which is emerging out of that. Madhyama Swara. If you go back, what was advised to the dance masters for the manifestation or exhibition of their art was the Chatushpada Chatushpadi of Chalita composed by Sharmishtha, and this is Madhyalaya. This is Madhyalaya. Why? Because Sharmishtha, the daughter of Rishaparva, she has composed these padas, 4 padas, and they are Shrungara Purna. And normally, not normally, always, according to the Natya Shastra rules, the Shrungara and Hasya will have Madhyalaya, the Karuna, the Bibhatsa will have the Vilambitalaya, and the Veera, Raudra, that will have the Dhritalaya. Okay, so Dhritalaya, Vilambitalaya and Madhyalaya, and therefore here it is stated Madhyamasvarotha. So it is not the Tara Saptaka or the Mandra Saptaka, it is the Madhyama Saptaka. So those of you who know music, you are singing, you can explain it in a more convincing manner. This is all the textual knowledge which I am telling you. Okay, so this is Madhyama Svarotha. So this is the middle tone, the middle pitch, not too high pitch, not too low pitch, it's the middle pitch, because the rasa which is going to be exhibited is Shrungara. For Shrungara and Hasya, it is always the Madhyama Swara. Okay, so Jimuta. Now Jimuta, what is Jimuta? Jimuta is a cloud. Why Jimuta is a cloud? I mean the lexical meaning, Jimuta is cloud. Because Ji stands for Jivanam and Jivana is water. Okay, so Jivanam Mutam or Jivanasya Mutam Nama Bandhaha. So that where the water is confined. Where the water gets confined? In the belly of the cloud. And therefore Jimutasya Bandhaha iti Jimutaha Nama Meghaha, or Jivanam Nama Jalam Baddham Anena iti Jimutaha, athava Jivanam Munchati iti Jimutaha. Jivanam Munchati, one who releases water, rainwater, that is Jimuta. So Jimuta Stanita. Stanita is Garjita. Stanitam Garjitam Megha Nirghoshe Ityamaraha. Okay, Amarakosha says Stanitam Garjitam iti Megha Nirghoshe. So Jimuta Stanita Vishankibhihi. So there is Vishanka. So there is the Shanka, Vishanka. They just suspect. Okay, they just suspect the peacocks. Oh, whether it is rumbling of the clouds. And therefore Udgata, Udgrivaha. What is that? Udbhavaihi Anurasitasya Pushkarasya Mayuraihi Udgrivaihi. Udgrivaihi, their grivas, their necks, they make erect. So they look up to the sky thinking it is the clouds which are thundering. Okay. So Jimutastanita Vishankibhir Mayuraihi Udgrivaihi Anurasitasya Pushkarasya. This vritta is called Praharshini in the entire Malavikagnimitram. This is the only example of Praharshini. Praharshini has, this thing as Manajaraga. Manajaraga. So these are the Gana, Manajaraga. And Praharshini basically is that which makes you happy, that which gladdens you, right? And this also, this verse is a gladdening verse, not only for the peacocks. Here is one peacock seated there on the throne, Agnimitra. He is also Udgriva, very eager to look at Malavika, is it not? And his mana is also going to dance at her side. So this is, Dhvani. This is also Dhvani now. Actually, Kalidasa speaks of only Udgrivaihi Mayuraihi, but there is a Mayura king seated on the throne, and he is also Utkantita to see his beloved, whom he has seen so far only in the picture, and is so eager to see her, so that, that's why the whole drama has been plotted by his dear friend for him, is it not? And therefore, his mind is also dancing now. When I will be able to see her, he is all eager to see her in person, right? So these are all the dhvanis. So Mayuri Madayati Marjana Manausi, in the last line, there is a beautiful alliteration as well. Normally, if you see Kalidasa, especially in his Meghaduta or Abhijnana Shakuntala or Raghuvansha, the compositions which he composed at his ripened intellect, you can say, you hardly find any alliterations. Very few. He is not a poet who will relish in the Shabdalankaras. He is a poet who will relish in the Arthalankaras more. So Upama, Utpreksha, or this Arthantaranyasa, Vibhavana, Visheshokti, Samasokti. So these are the Alankaras, the Arthalankaras, which he relishes more, and through his pen, we very rarely get the alliterations, the Shlesha. This is one of such examples because this is his very first drama. Okay? And therefore perhaps he engages more in the Shabda more than the Artha. Of course, we find beautiful examples of Arthantaranyasa here, but Shabda also he plays little bit more than in his other compositions. So this is just a comparative outlook. So Mayuri Madayati Marjana Manausi. I think this we have done enough of this. After listening to that, king said, Devi, Samajikaha Bhavamaha. O queen, let us go to the Sangeeta Shala. Samajikaha Bhavamaha, or Samavayikaha Bhavamaha, or Samayikaha Bhavamaha. There are two Pathabhedas, not very great Pathabhedas, so to say. Samavayikaha Bhavamaha, let us join them together. Samajikaha, Samaja is a Sabha. Samaja is Sabha. In fact, Samaja is not Sabha. Samaja is warring, what you can say, people assembling together. Aji is Yuddha. Aji is Rana. And Ajau, ye Sangataha, te Samajaha or Samajikaha. Basically, it is Samiti or Samaja, Aji. Aji is Yuddha, Yuddha Kshetra, right? And therefore, but here it is not Yuddha. Normally we say Samaja as an assembly, and therefore let us go to the assembly, let us go to the Sangeeta Shala. Aho Avinayaharya Putrasya. How eager the king is, and therefore the queen, Swagata to her own self. Oh, how excited he is to see Malavika. Aho Avinayaha, how immodest he is. Aho Avinayaharya Putrasya. Sarve Uttishtanti. Vidushaka Apavarya to the king, he says, taking him aside. Bho Mitra, Dhiram Gacha. Dhiram Gacha, don't just hasten there, Ma khalu tatra atra bhavati dharini visamvadaishyati. Let her not take you in the other meaning, that you are so eager. Of course, she has already taunted him. She is saying to herself, Aho Vinayaha Aryaputrasya. But it is, a precaution given by the best friend, Vidushaka, to the king. Jara dhire, dhiram gacha, ma khalu atra bhavati dharini visamvadaishyati. And then the king says, Dhairyavalambinam apitvarayati mam murajavadya nadoyam avatarataha siddhipatham shabdaha swamanorathasya iva. This is a very good Utpreksha Alankara here. He says, oh friend, howsoever I try to control my mind, Dhairyavalambiнаha api, I want to be firm and very patient and don't want to display any sort of eagerness on my face. But yet this muraja vadya nadaha ayam, this nada, this sound, or muraja vadya ravaha ayam. Rava is from Rava, that is sound again. Nada or Rava, it means one and the same. So Murajavadya Ravaha Ayam Mam Tvarayati. It hastens me. I want to be patient, but this Murajavadya, so now this Vadya has started, let us go quickly, So this is hastening me. As if what? There is my Manoratha. My Manoratha, my wish. Manoratha, my wish, okay? But this my wish is as if a chariot. If my wish becomes a chariot and actually it were to come on the ground, it will make sound and noise when the wheels rotate. Is it not? So this Muraja Rava, as if is the rava or the sound created by my fictitious ratha of mind, and that is indicating Siddhipatham Avatarataha, that my Manoratha is going to get accomplished very soon. It is on the way of accomplishment. Siddhipatham avatarataha manorathasya shabdaha iva. Do you get this, Utpreksha? Ratha is there, and therefore there is sound. The wheels of the Ratha, when they go on rotating, right, when the Ratha is going ahead and ahead, that will make sound. So Shabdaha Manorathasya. Kidrushasya Manorathasya Siddhipatham Avatarataha. This Manoratha is heading towards something. What it is heading towards? It is heading towards the completion of the wish. What is the wish of the king? To see Malavika in person. Right? So to see Malavika in person is the wish. That is his Manoratha, and the Ratha is going towards that, and this Muraja sound as if reminds me of that sound of the Manoratha which is going to get accomplished very soon. Okay? So soon I will be seeing the pie of my heart and whatever. So I want to see her so eagerly, and this Manoratha, this Shabda is as if reminding me of the Shabda of my Manoratha, which is taking me to its accomplished goal. Okay? Iti Nishkarantas Sarve, iti Prathamaha Ankaha. The first act gets over now, and technically this act is ending with Ankavatara. Ankavatara is another Anka is avatarati because of the end of this. That means where they will be going now, everybody knows it for certain. They are all heading towards Sangeeta Shala. Okay? So the second act, the location of the second act is already indicated by the end of the first act. When this is the situation, technically it is called Ankavatara. Okay? So this is Anyasya Ankasya Ankantarasya Avataraha. Okay? Anyasya Ankasya or Ankantarasya Avataraha Ankavataraha. So this is Ankavatarastvankante Patrena Ankasya Suchanat. So this is the Suchana given, and therefore now we come to the second act. Okay? So Dvitiyaha Ankaha, and now the Dvitiyaha Anka, what is the stage direction? The stage direction says Tatah Pravishati Sangeeta Rachanayam Kritayam Asanastho Raja Savayasyo Dharini Parivrajika Vibhavatascha Parivaraha. I have told you, I think, multiple times, if the king is asanastha, he can't be pravishati. If he is doing pravesha, he can't be asanastha. That means when the curtain goes up or curtain goes sideways, we see the situation is already there. The king is seated on the throne along with his paraphernalia, somebody, making the chauris and this and that. Saparivaraha. Savayasyaha. So there are stools, there are asanas for the queen, for the parivrajika, for his friend, maybe one stool or one asana for Ganadasa and Haradatta because they will be there. And there is like a small platform where the dancer will be performing. Okay. So this is the Sangeeta Shala. So tatah pravishati krita Sangeeta Rachanayam Kritayam. So Sangeeta Rachana is Krita. Already it has been done. So background music is playing. What do you understand by Sangeeta Rachanayam Kritayam? The background music is playing and the king is already seated. The curtain goes up or curtain goes sideways. Okay. And what we see on the stage are all these characters. Bhagavati, now they have to start, but both the dance masters have been sent, to present their disciples. So who should get the first chance? Right? There has to be some order now. Who will show his student first? So Bhagavati, atra bhavatoho acharyayoho katarasya prathamam upadesham drakshamaha. Very simple. She said, Nanu samane api jnana vriddha bhave. See, both the dance masters are jnana vriddha. Both have equal knowledge. Prayaha samana vidyaha paraspara yashah puro bhagaha. They are samana vidya. Okay. So both have equal status. Tathapi vayo vriddhatvad ganadasaha puraskaram arhati. Puraskaram. Puraha karam. Puraha front. Karam. Karoti. Karayati. Iti. See, now you will never forget what is the meaning of Puraha. Puro hita. Puro dadhi. Puro puraskara. Puraha karayati. Front. First and foremost. So one who should be doing this first and foremost is Ganadasa. Why? Vayovriddhatvat. And we are interested only in Ganadasa and Malavika. We are not interested in Haradatta and Iravati. Is it not? And therefore, it is Vayovriddhatvat. But there is a justification. For everything, Kalidasa has provided justification. Tenahi Maudgalya, he asked Kanchuki, Evam atra bhavatoho avedya svaniyogam ashunyam kuru. Svaniyogam ashunyam kuru is a phrase in Sanskrit dramas. It occurs many times. Do your duty. After informing the both acharyas like this, that first performance will be by Ganadasa, then you go and do your own duty. Yadadnyapayati devaha iti nishkarantaha pravishya Ganadasaha deva Sharmishthāyāha kritihi layamadhya chatushpada tasyaha chaturthaha vastunaha prayogam ekamanaha shrotumarhati devaha. So this we have come across third time. Sharmishthāyāha kritihi layamadhya chatushpada. There are 4 padas. Of the 4 padas, my disciple will be presenting chaturthasya vastunaha prayogam. The 4th pada, not all the 3 padas. The first 3 padas, not all the 4 padas, only the 1 pada, the last one, my student will present ekamanaha shrotum arhati devaha. So first there is gayana and then there is nritya. Okay. Acharya bahumanad avahitosmi. Yes, I am all ready to listen to it and see to more. So see. Nishkarantaha Ganadasaha Janantikam Raja says Vayasya Nepatya Parigatayaha Chakshuhu Darshana Samutsukam Tasyaha Samhartum Adhirataya Vyavasitam Ivame Tiraskarinim. Tiraskarini is a curtain. Perhaps where the Sangeeta Shala. So this is in the Sangeeta Shala, there is a stage within a stage. For us, the spectators, the king and all, they are seated. So they are on the stage. But on that stage, there is, I told you, there is a platform. But that platform is covered by a tiraskarini. There is a curtain and behind that curtain, Malavika is standing. Okay? Behind that curtain, Malavika. So this all you have to visualize. And whenever a person is enacting and performing, managing stage directing this drama, he has to keep it in mind. Oh, there is a stage within the stage, okay, and where there is a tiraskarini. Tiraskarini, one which covers the veil, the curtain. Tiraskarini is Yavanika or Javanika. And she is behind that. Nepathya parigatayaha tasyaha darshana samutsukam mama chakshuhu. My eye is very eager to see her who is covered by or who is behind this curtain, and therefore sanhartum adhirataya tiraskarinim vyavasitam iva, as if my eye is going to pull that curtain, instantaneously, so that I will have a look at her. So at the moment she has been covered by a thin curtain, a veil. She is standing behind that, but my eye as if is penetrating through that, piercing through that, and sanharatum vyavasitam iva, as if it wants to withdraw or remove that curtain in a second, in a moment. So I am so eager to see her. Okay. Apavarya, he always cautions his friend. He says, Bho upasthitam nayanamadhu sannihitam akshikam cha tadidanim apramattaha prekshasva. Yes, the nectar is there. The honey is very much there, near, but there is a bee also which may sting you. That bee is Queen Dharini. The big bee. The big bee is there. Sannihita madhu. Upasthitam nayana madhu. There is a honey for your eyes, but beware of that queen bee. Okay? She is there, you will be stinged. Okay? She will sting you. Sannihita makshikam cha tad apramattaha idanim prekshasva. Be cautious. Don't be so eager. Don't exhibit your anxiety and eagerness so clearly so that Dharini will take something else in her mind. She will misconceive your eagerness to something else. Tataha pravishati acharya pratyavekshmana angasaushtava Malavika. And then Malavika enters there, angasaushtava. Because as is advised by Parivrajika, she is Vigata Nepathya, not heavy drapery, not too much of heavy costume. And as it is, she is very beautiful. Saushtava. Su and stha. Sushtu. Okay? Sushtu angani shobhante asyaha iti saushtava. Okay? Now what does it really mean? What is the concept of Indian beauty as such? So there are some verses on that, and the verses say Saushthavam Nama Shobhanavastha. Okay? Saushthavam Nama Shobhanavastha Tacha Uktam. How it should be? Anuccha Nicha Latam Anganam. The angas, the limbs should not be too high nor too low. Samapadatam, the feet should be equal. Samacharana, samapadatam. Kati kurpara shirsha ausa kanthanam samarupatam. All these limbs, you see, the head, the skandha, the shoulders, the kati, the kurpara, all should be in the place. Samarupatam. Ramyam pratika vishrantim urasascha samunnatim abhyasopahitamahu saushthavam nrityavedinaha. The masters of dance, they say that saushtava of especially a dancer girl should be like this. And more of that we will learn in the king's description of hers in verse number 3, Dirghangam, etc. So it's a very beautiful description which the king, describes the dancing posture of Malavika. He describes it. So there comes Malavika, there is tatak pravishati, that means the curtain is removed. The curtain is removed so that the king and all others can see the Saushtava Purana Malavika in the dance position, maybe in the Tribhanga, one hand on the left Nitamba and right hand hanging loose like a creeper, that is how the descriptions are there later. And then Vidushaka, it is first Vidushaka, surprisingly, to comment on the beauty of Malavika here. And he says, Prekshatam Bhavan, of course Janantikam, only to the king. Janantika and Apavarya are almost similar. These are the stage direction. Apavarya, like this, okay? Only that person should listen, the others are not supposed to listen. Now when the Vidushaka says to king, Upasthitam Nayana Madhu Sannihitam Akshikam Che, he can't say it openly. Queen Dharini is there, no? So he will address it only to the king. What is the difference then? Janantika has presupposes the Tripataka Mudra. Tripataka Mudra is like this, I think. This. Tripataka. So the three fingers are erect and these two fingers are folded. If one does a Tripataka Sthana, that means the other characters on the stage. This is a indication for the others on the stage that they are not they are supposed to give a deaf ear to whatever is going on the stage, as if they are not listening to anything. Okay, they are on their own. But Apavarya, everybody understands. Oh, he is talking to him. Kuch khusur phusur kar raha hai, right? So Apavarya is very obvious. Janantikam is subtle. That is the only difference. And Janantikam is done with the Tripataka Sthana. That is the only difference in Janantika and Apavarya. So Janantikam, now he wants to say something only to the king. And he says, Vayasya Prekshatam Bhavan na khalu asyaha pratichandat parihiyate madhurata. How beautiful this lady is. Whatever we saw of her in the picture, Pratichanda is Pratirupa. That is her portrait, her picture. Okay. So her Pratichanda na parihiyate madhurata, the sweetness of her personality is not any less than what we saw in the picture. Okay. Na Pratichanda parihiyate madhurata. Sometimes what happens, the person, the model may not be so beautiful. It is the artist who paints it so beautifully well. So much credit goes to the artist than to the model, than to the person. And thinking that, Vidushaka says, we thought, that the picture is so beautiful, it is artist ka kamal hai, right? But I must say, O king, that in person, her charm is no less than what we saw her to be in the picture. So she is as beautiful as we saw her in the picture. It is not artist's art which made her beautiful. She is really beautiful. And coming from Vidushaka for the first time is very significant. Normally it would have been the king. The moment he sees Malavika, he would be like, describing her. But it comes from Vidushaka. So Vidushaka is a passive person. He is not interested in any girls around the king and all. But even he is fascinated by her beauty. That means the beauty of Malavika is asadharana. This is the vastu. This is the vastudhvani tasyaha ananyasadharatvam ananyasadharanam lavanyam anena gamyate. Okay. So that a person like Vidushaka, who is always, busy in eating and modakas and this and that, even he can't desist himself from describing her. Okay. So that is the dhvani. Janantikam, again Raja says, Vayasya Chitragatayam asyam kanti visamvada shanki me hridayam samprati shithila samadhim manye yena iyam alikhita. Vayasya, oh friend, what you say is very true. When I saw her for the first time in the picture, Chitragatayam Asyam Me Hridayam Visamvadashanki Kasmin Kanti. As far as Kanti, the charm or beauty is concerned, my heart was little apprehensive. When I saw her for the first time in the picture, I thought that, oh, artist has done a wonderful job. Perhaps she is not so beautiful, but she has been portrayed so beautifully. The real credit, all the credit I wanted to give to the artist. But now after seeing her, I feel that Chitrakara, that artist, did not concentrate fully while drawing her. Shithila samadhim manye. He was not full attention, he has not done full justice to the beauty of Malavika when he painted her. See, there are two different perspectives altogether. So long the king was under the impression, what a beautiful picture. What a beautiful picture. We sometimes say, oh, photographer ka kamal hai. I am not so beautiful, but see the candid photographs have come on so beautifully well, right? Photographer ka kamal. We give all credit to the photographer. All credit to the painter, right? But now the king that was his impression so long. So till now, Chitragatayam Asyam Kanti Visamvadi Me Hridayam. My mind was little apprehensive of what should be her exact beauty. Will she be really so beautiful? Or the Chitrakara has painted her so beautifully? So I had little apprehension, I had little doubt in my mind. But now after seeing her, Samprati is very significant. Why? Because now he has seen her in person. Samprati, therefore, otherwise Samprati is a very general avyaya. But here it is very, very significant. Then and now there is lot of difference. Then it was just a picture. Now she is live in front of me. Samprati, Shithila Samadhim Manye Yenayam Alikita. The artist who drew her, who painted her, I feel he was not in his senses. Shithila Samadhi, his mind diverted here and there. Shithila, he was not fixed. His attention was not fixed on the model while he was drawing her. Shithila Samadhi. See, the outlook changed altogether. That means this is in other way around. She is more beautiful than what I had thought of. She is more beautiful than what her picture is supposedly. Right? So, Shithila Samadhi Manye Yena Iyam Alikita. Very beautiful verse. So, Tam Chitrakaram Shithila Samadhim Shithila Prayatnam Shithila Chittaikagryam Va Manye. His mind was not focused. Tena Asyaha Rupam Yatharthataha Na Likhitam Iti Janami. So, he has not portrayed her as he should have. She is more beautiful. So, she is more beautiful. This vastu is also suggested. Nowhere indicated very clear in clear terms. It is suggested. Okay. Vatse mukta sadhvasa sattvastha bhava. Ganadasa is now, because this Malavika, it is her first public performance. The king, the queen, the Saparivara, so many people are there, supposedly. It's a Sangeeta Shala. Maybe back rows are all filled, right? And so she is getting nervousness. Butterflies are, flying in her stomach, maybe. The first performance, the first stage appearance for any artist will be like this. And therefore, Ganadasa, as an elderly, fatherly figure to her, he is elderly, now we know that, and therefore he tries to assure her. Vatse, Betty, Okay, Vatse, Mukta Sadhvasa, be fearless. Sadhvas is fear. Sadhvas is apprehension. Fear arising out of something. Vigata Sadhvasa, Mukta Sadhvasa. This is very typical of Kalidasa, and I think in that Kalidasa Shabdanukosha, which was presented to me by Rajeshwari and Dhiren, they are not today here, but they are normally here. So in that I saw this sadhvas, this word has been used by Kalidasa minimum 10 times during his all the kalakritis like Ritu Samvara, Kumara Sambhava, Shakuntala and all that. Sadhvas. It is not lajja. It is not bhihi or bhitihi. Sadhvas has a different shade altogether. Okay. Mukta sadhvasa, sattvastha bhava. Sattvastha, be yourself. This is a very good advice. Sattve tishtati iti sattvastha. Be yourself. As you are normally. Okay? Behave normal. Sattvastha bhava. And then the king says, Atmagatam aho sarvasvavasthasu anavadyata rupasya or sarva sthana anavadyata rupasya. There are two pathabhedas here. Sarva sthana anavadyata. Anavadyata. Anavadyata means no scope for criticism. Anavadyata, no scope for criticism. Where sarva sthana, in all the sthanas, in all the limbs, in all her limbs, in her standing posture, there is nothing which I can criticize or which strikes a discord, So, sarvasthana anavadyata, or there is a pathabheda, sarvasu avasthasu anavadyata. So, it is blemishless, it is flawless completely. The way she is standing, the way she is looking, the way she has, maybe with her left toe of the feet, she is scratching the earth, her gaze down in the, she can't look in the eyes of the king. Come on. She is not a modern girl. So she won't see like that. So her lajjavanata mukha, her standing posture, her tribhanga mudra, her left hand on the nitamba, the right hand like losing, like a creeper, all that. She looks so beautiful, like she is a chiseled picture or a sculpture in the stone. And then there is a very beautiful verse. We'll just read it. We won't complete it today. Dirghaksham sharadindu kanti vadanam bahu natau amsayoho sankshiptam nibidonnatanamuraha parshve pramrishte iva madhyah panimito nitam bijaghanam padavaralanguli chando nartayitur yathaiva manasaha shlishtam tathasyaha vapuho. As a Nartayitru is one who makes others dance. That is dance master, coach, Nartayita. Okay? It's a Nijanta Trich, agent noun of Nrta, Nartayita. So, Nartayituhu yatha manasaha chandaha tatha asyaha vapuhu shlishtam. As a dance master can visualize an ideal student, an ideal dancer girl should be, she is like that. So every dance coach will have a picture of his ideal, iconic student, how she would look, how all her limbs would be, and there she is. Tasyaha vapuhu tatha shlishtam yatha nartayituhu manasaha chandaha. So whatever he thinks of, whatever he conceives of, visualizes, like that she is standing in front. And then the king, of course this is Atmagatam, he can't praise her in these so very clear terms in front of Dharini. It is Atmagatam, not even to Vidushaka. He himself is enjoying her beauty. And how beautiful she is, we will see it the next time. Okay? Very beautiful verse. I can't complete it today, and therefore I postpone it for the next Sunday. Keep joining, spread the word, keep relishing, and come little bit prepared so that I can skip some of the prose samvadas, in the from the second act onwards. First act I read every line by line. Maybe second act to complete the drama, otherwise it will go on for a year, right? And we have so many other texts to see, to relish, and therefore perhaps with your kind permission, I can hurry up on the verse part of it more, and dialogues I will just skip for you, okay? I'll leave for you. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. See you all next Sunday with beautiful verses and Malavika's description. Do join. Hari Om.